Today is actually day 2. If I didn't mention it before, we are here in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. I picked an excursion. It's called it begins with a D, the Damajagua Falls, but this one is going to be the walking excursion as well as a nature walk through the area where the waterfalls are. We're visiting a butterfly garden, which we are currently here right now. And then this excursion provides lunch. This excursion was $149. I did not pre-purchase it. I purchased it on day 1 when I got on board of the ship. But Norwegian provides you a $50 shore excursion credit, but you actually have to attend the excursion. And then once you attend the excursion, then you'll see the $50 credit towards your account. Okay, so the meeting time was at 10:30 at the Zone 6 of the Tano Bay port area. So I basically ran my butt down there because I had a little bump in the road or whatever. But anyway, made it on to the excursion. A thing to note is that the ride over here is on a bus. It is not an air-conditioned bus. I'll show you a picture of what the bus looks like. It's an open-air bus. The seats are kind of high, so to anchor yourself in the bus, I literally had to put my foot against the ground. But this bus provides you seat belts. So definitely make sure you wear your seatbelt. It's an open air bus, and the ride over here was bumpy. But it was bumpy. It was a trip, and thought I was gonna fall out the back a couple of times, but it was okay. So, anywho, we made it here, walked through the sanctuary. It's very nice so far from what we see. They rank this excursion about a 2, so there's going to be a lot of walking and things like that. And then, so if you do have any mobility issues or anything like that, I would not advise this excursion to be for you. And depending on what time of the year you're gonna go, make sure that you bring a neck fan or one of those cooling towels or something like that. At the time of this video, we are in November, so the weather is not too bad, but today it is about, 80s and there's a little bit of breeze. So it's not too bad right now at the moment. But as you can see behind me, they set up this whole area. And I'll include all the footage of the butterfly garden and all that. But this is the whole area here. This mural. Here's our tour guide. If you are into cigars, there is a cigar shop in here in the back, and where they are hand rolling the cigars, and they are available for purchase.
Have you heard about Mama Juana? Yeah, don't get confused with another thing. Mama Juana here is a drink. This drink is made of different kind of roots, medicine roots from different kind of tree here. So what we do, we put all the roots in a bottle, and then we add red wine, a little bit of rum, and honey. And the longest that we keep it, it tastes better. One shot of this is very good for digestion, for blood circulation, and for energy. But after 5 shots, you need to be careful because it's aphrodisiac. It's a reason why we got big families in here, So it makes you horny, so you need to be careful. I'm gonna give you a taste of 1 shot, so you're gonna be okay. So you can try it. The best part of the Mama Juana is the longest that we keep it, it tastes better.
Yeah.
We can keep it for 20 years, for 30 years, no problem. When it's empty, we just keep refilling because we never throw the roots away.
Yeah.
We just keep
it tastes good.
With red wine. It could be any kind of red wine that you like, and just a little bit of rum. Any kind of rum that you like, or whiskey if you like it strong. Don't drink the Mama Juana yet. We are gonna cheer together. I'll show you how we cheer over here. Okay?
I just didn't want to
Okay. Guys, here's the Mama Juana shots. Arriba,
Abajo,
abajo,
al centro, sexy movimiento,
in the middle,
el
para dentro.
It's like
Oh, this one's not too bad.
Center,
Yeah, this one is more sweet.
and then in.
This one is more wine forward.
Okay, family, everything the table muzzles in this size are 15, also the rings. But the necklace, they have different
Just had some
prices.
Mama Juana shots. It wasn't too bad. This one tasted more like a port wine type of thing. It's not as strong as I've had before. I had Mama Juana before when I visited Cabarete in Dominican Republic. And I mean, just the smell of it was like, it'll cinch your nostrils, but it was such a nice honey and cinnamony and like you alcohol forward. But this one is not too bad. But if you don't drink alcohol, obviously you can skip the shots and just, you know, shop around. Let me show you what they have in here. So these are all made by the locals that she was mentioning. So we are still here over at the butterfly sanctuary area, and they do have a little bar over here. It looks like you can get some drinks, and they have some waters and things like that. They do accept cash, and I believe they accept cards as well, but obviously be mindful of the taxes. So they also have a coconut water stand over here, and it is $2. So I made sure.
And then here comes our new friend.
So
What you got, girl?
Shalana is here with me. She's my new friend that I've made here while on this cruise. And so, so I am enjoying some coconut water to stay hydrated, and she just came back from shopping. The coconut water is $2, so make sure you get some or something to stay hydrated, okay? Because it's probably going to be a long day.
I'm gonna have a tour guide that's gonna take you to the waterfalls, because I'm not allowed to go with you. So I don't know how to swim, so I can assist you in the part. But those guys are professional swimmers, they're gonna be assisting you over there, okay? Also, when you get ready, you're gonna see them in front of the main cabana holding a sign that says Nature Walk and Butterflies are the long name of the excursion. Letter A or letter B. So in your wristband it has a letter. There's not a letter on your wristband? No? Yes? A, letter A. Just need your phone if you wanna take it, and water. And if you have a waterproof case, yes, you can take your phone, there's no problem. If you're not, you can take it anyway.
Oh my gosh, I gotta hurry up and walk. I can't walk on this. Oh. I'm getting it through. They said it's about a 25-minute walk up to where we're going to see the waterfalls. So far, it's looking pretty good. It's nice. There's a lot of shaded areas, but there's lots of rocks and, you know, areas where you want to be careful and make sure that you have on closed-toe shoes.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what we got over here is called Brugal. Everything is rum, but within the rum, there's different process, right? This rum, Brugal, they've been in the market here since 1888. It's number one rum in the Dominican Republic.
Okay, thank you.
This one?
Hacienda.
Thank you.
All right, I'm about to try the La Hacienda one.
They're known to be big talkers.
Oh yeah, this is really good.
You like the leyenda better? Yes. Smoother?
Too strong? Too strong?
Guys, I have made it back onto the ship. It was a long day, but it was well worth it. This excursion was $149, and I'm supposed to get a $50 onboard credit, so we shall see. It includes the Damajagua Falls. It was a nature walk, but you still have the option to either jump or go down the slides, and I'll show you footage of that. And I would say the activity level, they ranked it about a 2 or so, and the minimum age, they said it was around 4. But if you have any mobility issues, any bad knees or anything like that, just be warned, because it was a nice little walk, about 25 minutes, half an hour, I say, to get to the top. And they give you 2 rest periods. They had 2 rest stops that you can do. And they also provide you a bottle of water and all that. Oh, also I wanted to mention that when you are at the port, when you're meeting at the port, your excursion guide, that they will have you sign a waiver, and we all know why. So you will sign a waiver, and then they're gonna give you a bracelet, and then you guys all go on to the bus, and then you go to the excursion. But make sure you do wear water shoes. It wouldn't even be a bad idea to have a waterproof bag as well on this excursion, as well as bring bug repellent if you're sensitive like that. Although I only saw 1 mosquito, but you would think going high into the mountains or so that you would see a lot of mosquitoes, and it wasn't that. So that was great. But the rocks are slippery, there's a lot of rocks, and the water is cool. If you choose not to go down the slide or jump, you can stand on the side while everybody else goes. I was surprised, because I thought there would be more areas that they would take you to do this waterfall excursion, but it's only one area that you hike to, and it's 2 slides, and then that's it. And then the final area is this big open pool area, which is quite deep. So I personally did not go in. I mean, I went in about knee deep into the water, but it was so cold. I decided, not to do it, because then I would have to swim over and then climb. And then the climb on the ladder is quite steep. So there were a couple of ladies that made it over to that area, but then when it came down to going to the slide, down the slide, and mind you, the slide is a man-made, slide out of rocks. Okay, so it's not a smooth slide, it's kind of bumpy. They kind of backed out of it and then just climbed back down the side of the mountain and decided not to do it. But overall, the excursion itself was nice. I highly recommend it. It is long. We did have a little boy on the excursion with his mom and his grandma. And then after the waterfall and the hiking, everybody was tired. But we still had another 3 stops to go to. So we went from the waterfalls, then they took us to an area to go where they make coffee, as well as hot chocolate. So then from there, then they're gonna take you inside, and then you're going to go inside this building where they sell handmade artifacts and things like that, and you can choose to buy. And then after that stop, then they took us to another stop. Damn, I can't remember what the other stop was, because there were so many stops. But from there, we went to another stop. We ended up having lunch. And then from lunch, it was a decent lunch, it was gonna be your Latin cuisine. It was pretty good. And it was like on a farm. There were like ostriches there, cows, peacocks, you name it, and a couple of cats roaming around too. Around the food, I don't know, but hey, just wash your hands and stuff because they do have facilities there, and the food was pretty good. And then from there on that same property, because this area was called Hacienda or so. If I'm mispronouncing it, I'll throw in video footage. But then from there, they took us into the rum factory and showed us, advertising the different rums that they make and gave us a little brief history about it. And if you wanted to buy it, you can buy the rum and then, they'll have it ready for you on the ship the day you depart. Overall, I would highly recommend this excursion. Just keep in mind your activity level and maybe the time of the year that you go because it might be really hot. So make sure that you pack accordingly. And also, I wanted to make a note that when you get to the area where you're going to be doing the excursion, they do have lockers to rent. So you can rent the lockers and they are $10, and they do have water shoes if you did not bring your water shoes for you to rent as well. They will give you a key and then, to put your things in, and they're going to attach the key to your life vest. So, and then they also have bathroom facilities there as well. And then they have like a gift shop in that area. And then they also have it looks like a restaurant or so, but there was no time to sit in the restaurant and get anything. We basically, with the whole day of the excursion, because all aboard time, I believe was like 4:30, and the ship was going to leave at 5. And I want to say that we were like one of the last buses to come back, because when we got back to Tano Bay, the port, everything was already closed. Like the workers were already packing things up and bringing things back. And so that was so interesting. So we basically kind of like, had to take a little ride, one of those little taxis to get back onto the cruise ship. So, but the thing is that that's the thing with booking through the cruise line versus if you did your own private excursion, because the cruise line will obviously have to wait for us. So there is no taking off. They were having a special on the specialty dining because originally, I think I told you guys I was not doing any specialty dining. I was just going to stick to the main dining room. Well, the main dining room has been a bust. Clearly, 2 nights in a row, it's bad. I'm not going to say it's the worst, it's bad. So they had half off of all the specialty dining. So tonight, I like Asian, so tonight I'm having dinner at an Asian restaurant called Chin Chin. And so instead of it being $50, it ended up being $25. So it's $25, but she just told me the final price is going to be $35 or so, 35 or 38, because she said that there is also a 20% gratuity. So keep that in mind as well. But at the same time, you can't beat a specialty restaurant at $25, especially for dinner time. So dinner at Chin Chin, the specialty restaurant, was actually pretty good. I was able to choose, for example, I was able to choose 2 appetizers, 1 sushi roll, and 1 main entree, and then a dessert. So needless to say, by the time I was done with appetizer number 2, I was about done. The food was good. The ribs, were pretty good. They basically just peeled right off the bone. It was a good barbecue sauce. I just wish that they did add a little bit more salt or so. Like a little bit more salt or pepper to the meat itself. But overall, if you're not into spices or anything like that, that was really good. And it comes with 3 pieces as an appetizer, which to me was good enough. It seemed like it was boiled. It wasn't like some sort of grilled barbecue ribs or anything like that. So, but that was fine. And then I ended up getting the duck spring rolls, which was pretty good. I finished that. that was crispy, it was light, and then the ginger sauce that they served with it went very well. So that was pretty tasty. And then for my dragon roll, the sushi roll, thank goodness. At first, when it first came out, I was like, oh my gosh, it's kind of small because they only give you 4 pieces. But that's just enough as an appetizer, to be honest with you, because I really couldn't even, by the time I made it to the sushi rolls, I couldn't even eat it. But that was pretty good for the cost. And then my main entree came out, which I chose the lo mein. And the lo mein came with beef, chicken, and shrimp. Well, you can see in the videos, like, there was 3 baby shrimps. I haven't seen baby shrimps in years. But nonetheless, 3 baby shrimps, a couple of tiny pieces of meat. So on the presentation, you're like, oh wow, this thing is going to be loaded with protein and meat in it. So they layer it in such a way that you think that it is. But once I broke up the lo mein, there was basically nothing really there. There was just a couple of shavings of meat. So I did not complete my lo mein dish. But what I did do is take the protein out of there and added it to my fried rice bowl. And I ate the majority of that, but not too much because it was just too much. The fried rice was actually pretty good. A little bland. So if you're not into overly seasoned and nothing was spicy, then, you know, I would recommend Chin Chin. And then she came up to me and she wanted to offer me, my waitress wanted to offer me a dessert. And you know how they get you. So I ended up trying this dessert called a 5-spiced rice cake type of thing, and I'll show you a picture of what it looks like. I was leery about it. They also had a lychee egg roll type dessert with ice cream. I didn't want that. And then they had something else that didn't seem interesting. So I figured, you know what, let me give this a try. And it was actually pretty good. So if you really like dark chocolate, it was dark chocolate forward with a little bit of spice, but not something like, oh wow, this is not a sweet dessert type of thing. The spice is not overbearing, but it's a nice dark chocolate taste, a little bit of whipped cream on the top that was not overly sugary as well. And it just worked out well. So I did get a drink there. She was nice enough to give me one drink on the house that I tried. I don't remember the name of the drink. Let me see. It was because I was trying to ask her if they had any type of viti martinis, but they don't. So she made me wasabi martini, and it's basically, but it's not wasabi like you think. It wasn't spicy, but it's called a Avarosa organic martini. So it basically tastes like pineapple juice to me. Pineapple juice, a little bit of orange juice, some red grenadine, and the liquor is supposed to be vodka, but that's not what she said. I guess it's whatever this Avarosa thing is. And it came with like a lychee and cherry garnish. That was good. I chugged that down. So that was very tasty. And then I also got a lemon drop martini. The lemon drop is kind of too sour for me, but I did take it anyway. Bottom line, Chin Chin restaurant tonight was overall really good. I think it was worth the $25 and the $10 cover charge that I paid for it. I don't know if I would pay the full price of the $60, to be honest with you. So I'm glad I was able to get it at a discount. Today was such a long day. At this point, I am exhausted and I'm ready to turn in. Back at home, it would technically be 8 o'clock, but ship time right now, because we're 1 hour forward, it's 9. So, but because of the long day with the excursion and out being in the sun and taking up all the fumes of everything, I was just like, I am kind of ready to go to bed. But I'll just let you guys know, tonight's theme night is tie-dye. So we have a lot of people walking around that really got into the theming of it. I'll show you a quick picture real quick. This is the lobby, and you can see that they have a backdrop of tie-dye set up. So people are walking around here with tie-dye shirts, dresses, really getting into it, which is nice. They have a couple of decorations, some balloons on the staircase and things like that. But, you know,